is for the casino, plus up to 100 free spins. Download the Eagle Casino and Sports app today and experience winning with just a tap. Go you. Must be located in Michigan and 21 years or older. Other conditions apply. Visit playeagle.com to join the action. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sports fans, check out UpNorthSportsRadio.com for all your Detroit sports action. Get full schedules for the Wings, Pistons, Tigers, Lions, and U of M football. Catch Friday Face-Off live and hit the links with JC on episodes of Finding Fairways. Our high school sports guru, Rich Calkins, hosts the High School Scoreboard Show. And don't miss Traverse City West Titan football and boys basketball action. Catch games live or see past episodes on the podcast page. Real sports fans, go to UpNorthSportsRadio.com.
Good morning, Northern Michigan. Welcome to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins in studio. And Rich, I wonder how many people's ankles are been broken by the jumping off and now jumping back on the Tiger bandwagon. Eric Zane on the morning show on Q100 officially gave an apology to me because I was giving him so much hell about, the Tigers, the season's over. What the hell's going on? You know, you and I, obviously there was room for concern. Wasn't there, Tanya? One of our biggest fans.
Absolutely,
fans
she is.
She never had any concern.
No
concern. Nope. Rich had you had to take a quick look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was at a 5 thinking, look, I'm not the way they were playing and everything was going on, but man, they've certainly gone right back into the good Tiger mode again, and they're getting it done with pitching, defense, hitting, you name it, they're winning.
Well, look at Morton was a great addition.
Oh, what
he's won 2 of his 3 starts.
Yeah, 3 out of 4. Ageless wonder at 41 years of age.
He's still throwing at 96 miles an hour.
Is that incredible? The wear and tear on that arm that he has had, and what I love is all of his experience because he's pitched in World Series. He knows what it's like.
He pitched in a Game 7.
Yeah, so he knows what pressure is like, and so adding that to this Tigers pitching lineup, I love it.
Well, and he said it as well. He's not sure, but this is probably his last year in baseball.
Okay.
And to get the opportunity to maybe get to a World Series, maybe win a World Series. Look, at the Dodgers obviously do not look like the Death Star.
That's right.
I don't know what's going on with that ball team.
Just wild.
They have a worse record than the Rockies this month.
They got
since July 4th,
and they went to I got smoked the other night by the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, that's the Rockies.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, so, it's weird when you look at the Tigers. They're not overwhelming.
Right.
If you want to use the comparison, like the Lions' offense, you understand why they score a lot of points.
That's right. Yeah.
They've got weapons everywhere, and they can blow people off the line. And Goff gets rid of the ball in a hurry. You're like, wow, we got a really good offense.
Yes.
How the Tigers ripped open 6 runs against Framber Valdez. That guy was the run-up for the Cy Young Award last year.
Yeah, the most improbable start to a game that you could ever imagine.
When Baez hits, this lineup is really dangerous.
Oh, it is, because he takes care of the back end of that lineup, and then when you've got Torkelson and Riley Green, and you got Carpenter,
Carpenter's obviously the difference.
Yeah, he was injured.
He was out of the lineup when we had the losing
streak. He went
streak.
through that bad streak, right? And those 3, they're probably all going to hit 30 home runs this year.
Yep.
It's just, when you put that together, even though they don't get a bunch of national press for being really good, those 3 together, boom, 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 2 lefties.
And Torres is a great take.
Oh, yes.
And when Keith hits consistently, it's not Trammell Whitaker.
No.
But there's an element to that.
Exactly.
Both as Dan Dickerson, and if you don't listen to him on the radio, shame on you.
Yeah.
The new term, bat-to-ball skills.
Yeah.
The Tigers have that all throughout the lineup.
They do.
That means even if they're making outs, they square up the bat on the ball, especially Keith and Torres. And if you listen to Dickerson and some of and AJ has talked about this, and occasionally it comes up in the newspaper. Lynn Henning will write about it, and so will Tony Paul on the Detroit News side of things, is that Torres has helped a lot of these Tigers about plate discipline, because his plate discipline is fantastic.
Exactly. He's a great example. Not to be selective with your pitches, like you said. Don't be swinging at crazy pitches and things like that. Wait for your pitch. You're going to get your pitch almost at every at bat.
Immensely.
Oh, it has, absolutely.
I mean, the crap that Baez used to swing at was insane.
And this year it's much more noticeable how Spencer Torkelson is more patient too. I mean, so it's really helped. I think every one of those guys in the lineup, like kind of like the young guys, just look at it and go, man, he's the consummate pro.
Yeah.
He's got a great eye at the plate, and it's just like, man, if I can mimic my game after him, I think I'll stick around in the league a long time.
It's so crazy. Like when they signed him, you're like, okay, well that'll be good,
right?
You know,
because he had been good with the Yankees. He had an off year last year, but then
that's the only reason why the Tigers got him.
Oh, absolutely right.
You know, the Yankees are like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're only paying him like $13 million.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like one of the great signings in Tiger history.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. No, it's been a godsend to have the experience there with him and Javi both, you know, the guys with a lot of big playoff games, obviously, and but to have the rest of that core, the young guys for the most part, it just really is all coming together. And again, you can't say enough about that pitching staff with Chris Federer and everything that's going on with that, because it's just like it's unbelievable the amount of pitchers that come into this place, and it looks like they're either done or their years are over, their careers are over, and somehow, some way, they find the magic buttons to push and get the most out of
Well,
these guys.
tell me another team who picked up two big pieces. You know, Finnegan and Morton have been godsends.
They have been.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know they were maligned.
Think about, you and I like to listen to 97.1 The Tickets.
Yeah.
Probably if you want to call it the sports authority for Michigan sports.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Other than Rich and I, of course.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, go ahead and text us.
But they're a
Remember,
close second.
Rich, give out your phone number so people
exactly.
can text
Yeah,
you.
989-3.
Just go to the prime rib buffet on Saturday.
Right,
and
yeah,
ask
you'll
Rich.
find me there.
Yeah, but everybody, and I believe that we put it up, but we don't tape this show. Maybe we should. We can probably go back and see it on film. You're like, did they do enough at the trade deadline? They didn't do anything splashy, which is not really the Tigers' way.
It's not.
But all the other teams that made changes have pretty much fallen on their asses.
Yeah.
And the Tigers, in their conservative fashion, have proven to be the big winners at the trade deadline.
And again, the way they find talent it's kind of always in those margins, It's not always people that just blow your doors off, go, oh my God, that's the greatest pickup ever. It's guys that have a certain trait, whether it's on the pitching end or in the hitting end, and they're able to help them tweak some things in their game, and they're able to come to Detroit and improve.
Yeah.
And it's just, and that's, credit to the front office for doing this the way they're doing it, because we don't have an endless payroll.
No.
So we, got to do things smart, and attendance is great. Again, we've already surpassed last year's, and we're going to get about 2.5 million probably this year.
Oh, I think they'll get close to 3 million, especially if
they make
playoffs.
a deep playoff run.
Yeah,
exactly.
no, like I told you, the Illiches are going to make more money than they probably have ever in their lives this year.
This year.
Yeah. One of the lowest payrolls in baseball.
Exactly.
And
a great gate, and that
they play a very entertaining game of baseball.
Right. Fans are into it. You see it, man. It's fun to go to the ballpark.
But you see that the start by Flaherty. I would love to see him get a bit more consistent. Be nice to see like
Yeah.
How many starts is he going to have left in the season? Like 5,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't it be to have him have like a Charlie Morton consistency? I mean, Charlie Morton, 3 out of his 4 starts so far have been
it looks
you
to
know,
me,
quality
if I look at
starts.
the schedule, that the starting staff is each going to have about 5 starts left for
Yeah.
the end of the year. For Flaherty and Morton to have, well, you can't count on 5 quality starts. If all the staff,
exactly.
even Scooble had a bad start.
Yes, he did.
For
Yeah.
Scooble.
Yeah, right.
4 out of 5 quality starts from the starters going forward for the rest of the year. Tigers are going to be in great shape.
They are, absolutely. Yep, going into the playoff series. Again, right now, Toronto's playing really well. How about Kansas City? They're playing right now. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
We'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice matchup
Oh, by
starting
the way,
tonight.
yeah. So if you haven't been paying attention, Kansas City, like Rich just said, has won 8 out of their last 10 to surpass the Guardians, and now they're in second place,
Right.
9.5 games
games.
back in the Central Division, and that's who the Tigers have at Comerica Park this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. As Casey Mize goes tonight,
Who's been rock solid.
he has absolutely been
He has,
a real
he has
good
the most
year.
wins on the staff. He and Scooble are tied with 12 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't argue against that. I
No.
mean, he's done really well in a good season for him. Glad to see what he has done. You know, I think, we have Paddock then going tomorrow. And then
Paddock
think
has been a big question mark.
he has, absolutely. And then I think Flaherty's going on Sunday then.
Yeah.
So it's again, great job by the Tigers, kind of getting back into their winning ways, and you just feel so much more confident. If they're playing the brand of baseball they're playing right now, once they're going to be tough to beat in the playoffs.
You know, we haven't really talked about him, but probably you've got, when I was talking at the very beginning, like, they don't have a big splashy lineup, right?
Right,
Even
right.
though they had, they had 6 guys in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
But Dylan Dingler,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, where has this kid, what the improvement that he has made across the board
Yeah.
for a young catcher is crazy. Every single guy in the pitching staff loves him.
Yes.
And he's a very fine, so he's a great game caller. He's a great defensive catcher. I mean, and he gets a lot of timely hits. He's like the perfect catcher.
He is, absolutely. And he's not a big emotional guy. He is as rock, you don't see him getting super excited about things, and you don't see him getting down low. He's just kind of a quiet kid that goes about takes his job very
I think he's
seriously.
A.J. Hinch's mini-me.
I know. I think it is exactly what an influence he's been on him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just and he took an extra year or 2 in the minors to come up because he was a second-round draft pick for the Tigers, and you kept waiting to see him. Well, they seasoned him perfectly because again, he's just doing great things for this Tigers lineup, and he's put Rogers in the back seat there
Big
at the
time.
catching. You know, I mean, he can hardly get on the field now just because Dingler's playing so well.
Well, I mean,
Dingler DH'd the other day. I mean, that's how well he's. Your starting catcher goes to DH to get your backup catcher some time.
yeah, and they send Sweeney down, and he comes back and has a ton of big hits.
Yes.
It's incredible how everybody is just kind of fills their own roles. I think that is really the hallmark of this team.
Right.
Everybody knows their roles.
Yes.
That it has to go with the fact of how well organized A.J. Hinch and his staff is. We haven't talked about this in a while, but they come to the ballpark 3 hours early.
Yeah.
They have a written assignment, each player, about what they're expected to do in today's game.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. They're there's no miscommunication.
No.
Then, I thought the manager meant this. That no, like you said, they put it in writing. They know exactly what they're supposed to
you're
be
not.
doing.
Here's Wenzel Perez's game plan.
Yeah.
You're not starting today.
Yeah.
Okay. You're probably going to see you in the 7th or the 8th
Yes.
inning.
And so stay
especially
ready.
if the left-handed pitcher comes in.
Exactly.
I mean, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what AJ Hinch
Billy
is-
Martin used to come into the locker room drunk from Reedy's, scream at you guys are the worst players I've ever seen. And that was it.
Billy Bauer, tear them down and never build them back up. Just tear them down.
No, Freehand used to tell my dad, he goes, they all went out there just because they hated Martin, which just proved the son of a bitch wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Who are you playing for? Spite.
So yeah, things are a little different now.
They are a little different. I'm not sure Billy God rest Billy, but I tell you what, I'm not sure that would work in today's game.
You couldn't hold Mickey Mantle's jock.
Yeah,
probably not.
Not a lot of people could, but yeah, he certainly was entertaining. That's for
there's
sure.
No doubt about it. I'm going to throw dirt at the umpire. No, it's fun to watch. And I guess the only thing in the back of my mind, well, obviously, you could have an injury or two that would really derail things. Who is it for the Phillies? One of their pitchers.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
So knock on wood that we don't see that. It's just consistency. You're like, okay, these guys are super consistent. They're not superstars. Well, the nature of playoff baseball is anybody can beat anybody in a couple of games, and things come to an end. The best part is right now the Tigers again have the best record in the American League.
Yep.
And unless they fall into another big losing streak, they are probably going to have a bye through the first round of the playoffs, which means they can't. The worst they can do is lose a 5-game series.
Yeah, and then like we've talked about before, you get to set up your rotations. Yep. Then you get to have Tarek Skubal start, and then whoever the second best pitcher at that time.
It'll be interesting to see who's is it Skubal, Mize, Flaherty, Skubal, Morton, Mize.
Yeah. There's things to be determined yet, for sure. I'm sure at that point, A.J. Hinch is going to go with who's ever pitching the best at that time.
And it looks like Finnegan Vest is a pretty good end of the bullpen.
Oh, it sure is. And they're interchangeable. Like come in 7th, 8th, 9th. They'll
depending on who's
the matchups.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always about the matchups. And A.J. Hinch has got those figured out to a T, knows what the career batting average is against these guys. I mean, he's got so many numbers going through his head and everything. It's just incredible how smart these guys are.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. I'm going to end with this. We love Moneyball.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic movie.
It is a great movie.
But Billy Beane, the character that Brad Pitt plays in the movie, when they're put together that team, he kept saying to Art Howe, I don't care about lefty-righty matchup. Yeah. Well, that's not the case here in Tigerland.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure. AJ knows, again, what those guys, I mean, he's willing to take Colt Keith out. He's Carpenter, who is great, but, look, there are certain matchups that, just aren't going to work, and so he's going to do what's best for the team. And
he plays
these guys
the percentages and the statistics more than any other team. I mean, I don't know. I can't say that. It's just that I have never seen baseball played the way this Tiger team.
Oh, exactly. Because I can imagine, I can't remember a game that the starting 9 players that started the game end up the same way at the end of the. Yeah, I've never seen that in an A.J. Hinch game because you're going to get pitch hit for certain guys. Well, because again he likes the matchups and we need certain things to get done.
How gratifying! I didn't even see a one word mentioned about it, but AJ's record with the Tigers versus the Astros is insane.
That's
the Astros have beaten the Tigers like twice out of the 18 or 22 times they played them. It's crazy.
That's wild.
They just do not lose to the Astros.
Right. No, I like that. And again, and it proved in the playoffs last year.
They won both games against the Astros. They just swept them. It's the first time they swept the Astros since 2021, which I think is when AJ join the team.
It was a good. The Astros were on a scoring drought there for a long time, but again, they won last night. They scored 7 runs last night. So do it after.
God, we got out of Detroit.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and the other thing is the Tigers won. They've won 4 games this year, 1-0.
Yes.
That never happens.
No, not at all. Not
Yeah.
in today's day and age
No.
of baseball.
Yeah.
No, that's unheard of for
Yeah.
sure.
So we will allow you to come back onto the bandwagon, and we are watching very intently because we have.
We know who you are.
We know you've been naughty or nice. We know who's listening to the Tigers on the radio. Each and every one of you, welcome back, and we'll even allow you not to say that I never panicked.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be back into these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. It's time for Destination MLB.
This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com.
Do you know a Northern Michigan woman positively impacting our community? The Traverse City Record Eagle has opened nominations for our 5th annual Influential Women of Northern Michigan publication. We'll celebrate women making a positive impact and creating positive change in our community. Submit your nominee now for their chance to be honored as one of the 2025 Influential Women of Northern Michigan. Now through August 31st at record-eagle.com/NMI Women. Record-eagle.com/NMI Women.
Don't let summer pass you by without a trip to the best seasonal restaurants in the North. Make your first stop, QDealsMI.com, and get $25 gift cards from Tacos Lupe or Wimpy's Ice Cream and Eats in Grayling for just $15. Then enjoy 40% off every time you slide into Tacos Lupe for fresh handmade Mexican specialties or Wimpy's for hand-dipped ice cream treats. There's no limit, so get enough gift cards at QDealsMI.com to last the whole summer at Tacos Lupe and Wimpy's. QDealsMI.com. Soar to new heights of winning with Eagle Casino and Sports. Enjoy your favorite games wherever you are, whether at home or on the go. Dive into exciting slots, spin the roulette wheel, or challenge yourself with virtual table games, all at your fingertips. Sign up now and opt in to receive a deposit match up to $1,500 for the casino, plus up to 100 free spins. Download the Eagle Casino and Sports app today and experience winning with just a tap. Go you! Must be located in Michigan and 21 years or older. Other conditions apply. Visit playeagle.com to join the action. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Time for Destination MLB. Jerry Coyne and Kevin Klein from TVC Airport discussing what is coming up. Just a few trips left in the season, Kev.
Yeah, not too far away.
Where did the season go?
Oh, but we've let it all. That's what it's all about. We are the best, and we're going to finish the best, and that's what
right.
these trips are all about. But hey, yeah, you're right. Coming up, we're heading out to the West Coast there on the next trip, and
Play the A's in Sacramento is where the games are actually being played.
yeah, one of those things. Yes,
I know, it's an hour and a half drive if you fly into Oakland or San Francisco.
So it's about $800 to do that. So playing early on that would have been a lot cheaper. It would have been
We were quoting it like at $490.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely that's a one. But hey, last minute still can go. And then we look at the Kansas City trip coming up. That's 324.
They've snuck into second place now. That could be an interesting series.
Wow.
They have passed the Guardians. They are now in second place. They've won 7 of their last 10, and that's who the Tigers play this weekend.
That's right.
Yep.
So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we have a few homestands in the middle there. We got the Yankees on September 9th through the 11th.
In the Bronx.
In the Bronx, $500. Not too bad.
Not bad. That's not
too bad. But remember, non-stops here on American and Delta doing that. United then is your next trip down to Miami. is United is the cheapest to go with that, going through Chicago at $269.
What about Allegiant at Fort Lauderdale?
Well, it is, but see that the one thing that's about Allegiant is everybody's back to school in September,
right?
And so Allegiant then slows all their flights down in the month of September. So the cheapest way to go this time is United.
Wow.
So yeah, that's one of those things that people don't think about is airlines do different things different times of years for maintenance of aircraft and that kind of stuff. But being a leisure airline, back to school is a slow time for them.
Yeah.
So they bring it down, and that's a great
the time to start looking at those winter trips.
Yes.
And your spring trips is super cheap right now.
And Allegiant just extended their schedule through next May, so now's the time to get it because the fares are out there, low fares, as low as $35. One way you got it. Those prices are out there. Now is the time. And then of course we hit Cleveland. We talked about this. Remember, it was $239 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
$399 now. Still a good price.
Still a good price.
But there you go. That's going to be a hot series. And then to wrap up the year in Boston, our great contest that we're having.
Lots of people registering, but it's still way better odds than trying to win the lottery, Kev.
There you go. Well, JetBlue, if you want to catch that game, is your way to go. $256 round trip. Can't beat it. See the Tigers play the Red Sox. They who are battling for a wild card. It'll be a great series. Maybe the Tigers will have everything wrapped up done. Maybe they won't. Either way, an amazing trip. 3-night stay at the Boston Back Bay Hilton. Tickets to historic Fenway Park and round-trip airfare for free on JetBlue. What a tremendous airline, too. It's an awesome airline being here. Our 7th carrier that added this year. And, awesome aircraft. The brand-new aircraft, Airbus A220 aircraft, 140 seats. You got it, all the first-class amenities to that airline. It's an outstanding airline. They get you into Boston. You're literally there in, a little over an hour and 45 minutes and stuff, and you're in there. You can't beat that trip like that.
No, you can't.
And they're just awesome. But the one thing about JetBlue, too, is that's a major hub for them, that network. So if you're thinking about European trips, JetBlue is another option to connect over Boston.
Wow. I heard their overseas service is fantastic.
It is. It's and their fares, you're talking some of the best fares in the country to be able to travel to Europe. So great things, great opportunities, and you can do it all at tvcairport.com.
Kevin said it all. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, we said it all there, Rich. That was. I'm sorry, folks. That was more than a little long. So we're going to have to shave that down. However, you should jump on Q100 Michigan and register for that trip.
Oh, no question about it.
You might be able to win, Rich.
Seriously?
I don't know.
I haven't done it purely because I thought a
You-
potential conflict of
ask
interest.
Cheryl.
Okay, I will, because that is an amazing trip.
Yeah. You get round trip airfare to Boston on JetBlue, 3-night stay at a 4-star Hilton right down the street from Fenway Park, and tickets to Tiger Saturday's game. So,
incredible.
Best contest we've ever had. Better than the Fabiano Fridge. Rich, I don't know if you noticed, but there's college football on Saturday.
It is
Nothing
starting.
says Ireland more than Iowa State versus
Exactly.
Kansas State.
I saw that matchup. I'm like, what is the kind of connection here? Like, I understood it with Notre Dame.
Barnyard
Yeah.
No, it started with Notre Dame.
Yes, and that
But
makes
you can't
sense.
have Notre Dame playing in Ireland every year.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Boston College, that made sense.
Yeah.
But okay, good.
Okay,
both teams are ranked.
Yeah, it's college football, and it's like you said, it should be a good matchup. That's for sure. And of course, we're waiting a week for the true week 1. They call this week 0.
They call this week 0.
Yeah, why they keep bringing up my GPA from college, I don't get it. But still,
5 years of college down the drain.
And
You owe me a Coke.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, it's just hey, it's football. And speaking of, we mentioned Notre Dame. Josh Burnham is he might be named a captain. Former
C.J.
TC
Carr
Central
is going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, Lloyd
Did
Carr's.
you see his brother is now going to be the starting quarterback at Saline, where he was?
Really? Okay.
He started last year, but now a lot of eyeballs on him. He's completely different than his brother.
Okay.
He's bigger. He runs it.
Wow.
Not just a pocket passer.
Right,
like
right.
So, yeah, you know.
Oh, cool to have all these Michigan ties here, for sure, with the big-time program that played in the national championship last year. So.
Yeah, so you've got, like we said, at noon on Saturday, Iowa State, and I don't know, Kansas State is the home. I don't know how they get
How do you
in
determine
Dublin. But they get huge crowds for it, and who wouldn't want to go see your alma mater play in Dublin? Sign me up.
Oh,
I
exactly.
don't know. Michigan's going to play in Frankfurt next year.
Is that okay?
Remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was part of that. Yes.
And then you got Idaho State is playing UNLV. Fresno is playing Kansas. That's a 6 o'clock kick on Fox. I don't know who SHSU is. South Hampshire State, I don't know. But they're playing Western Kentucky, and then Stanford's playing at Hawaii. So,
Right.
and then the whole slate gets started week 1.
Yeah.
It starts on Thursday.
Thursday night.
Yeah, that's when your first game is.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I don't know why they're playing. I mean, do they have to get started on Thursday of Labor Day
weekend?
But there's a crap ton of games.
Yeah, you understand for high school football and things like that, but right, college football overtaking Thursdays now. I mean, again, there used to be kind of an unwritten code. You let games played on Saturday.
Yeah, they're playing some football on Fridays now.
Yes.
Collegiate football on Friday, which they never did.
No, they never
always
did.
left that for high school
Yes,
football.
that's right. Go to high school games, enjoy that.
I mean, it's not like Nebraska's playing Cincinnati. That appears to be the biggest game happening next Thursday. It's mostly not D2, but lower tiered.
Yeah.
Rutgers is playing Ohio. Boise's playing USF. That's probably the two big game there. But then there's a whole slate of games on Friday. Michigan State's playing on Friday against Western.
They play quite on Friday nights. State has played a few times on Friday. Yeah.
They're also playing it at Ford Field this year.
Is that the game? I knew there was a game going to Ford Field. It's their
Michigan
first
State.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Michigan would never give up.
No.
But there's so many Sparties in metropolitan Detroit. They might get a better crowd than they do at Spartan Stadium.
That's true.
And then just a quick mention. I don't know if all of game day is in Dublin or if they're doing that farewell for Lee Corso.
I saw that. It's our special tonight.
There's not so fast, my friend.
Yes.
But what an amazing job that Lee Corso did to promote college football.
Oh yeah, was a coach for a long time, and then to go on to there, be a part of game day, and just to have that. Writing character, that's one of the biggest draws of the whole thing of College Game Day was Lee making his picks of the day.
Oh, that was, the biggest franchise for years on ESPN. Fox finally has started
their big noon kickoff. Yes,
and it's done fairly well. Strictly because Fox has got so many great college games. They had the guts to go ahead and build a franchise to go up against them.
Yes.
And that's pretty much why they brought McAfee in to do that.
Exactly.
To kind of to
and
battle
Saban
that.
and guys like big-time draws.
When we return, Rich and I will talk about one of those guys that's part of the Fox show, a coach that you may have heard of is... talk about the pot calling the kettle black.
For sure.
If you don't know what we're talking about, stick around. We'll be back after these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
Sports on the Michigan News Network. The Tigers have made a roster move ahead of this weekend series with Kansas City. Left-handed reliever Drew Summers has been called up after posting an ERA of .243 in the minors. Detroit's first game of 3 against the Royals is tonight at 7:10. Kansas City is 9.5 back of Detroit in the race for the Central. Some turmoil circulating in the personal life of Boston Celtic Jaylen Brown. It was announced yesterday Brown's father has been arrested for attempted murder from an incident that occurred in a parking lot on Wednesday night. Reports indicate Brown's father was in an argument with another man after Brown apparently dinged his car. Brown then allegedly stabbed the man multiple times in the back while his back was turned. Brown's attorney claiming this was in self-defense. The Lions have their final preseason game of the year tomorrow against the Texans. Graham Glasgow currently on injury watch after leaving yesterday's practice with an apparent lower leg injury. I'm Dustin Fiocco with the Michigan News Network.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them, but I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. That is Cherry Capital, Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne, and Rich. Yeah, Cheryl and I are flying out first thing tomorrow morning,
right,
from Cherry Capital Airport to go to Denver. So going to see the grandkids and
very nice.
Yeah, 20-minute drive. Oh, it's a boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we're so fortunate to have it in our backyard for sure.
Here we go. You were mentioning that Graham Glasgow.
Yeah.
Here's the update
from
the Detroit News. Go ahead and mention it.
Okay, yeah. Yesterday, a scrimmage with the Lions, of course, taking on the Houston Texans, similar to what they did with the Dolphins a week ago. They do these dual scrimmages. And anyway, so kind of later in the scrimmage, Graham Glasgow, the starting center, went down with a leg injury, and hopefully it's nothing major because, again, a vital part of that offensive line this year is Graham is going to be the starting center, so we need him in the worst way.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything here.
Okay.
So, oh boy.
Yeah, wait for details, but hopefully it's just a minor issue, and he's ready to play.
Backup center is a guy I've never heard of.
Never heard. That's what I saw, the backup guy. I'm like, who? Who is this cat? Never heard of him. Is it the Kingsley Edcombe?
Edcombe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Just flows off the tongue.
God, Graham Glasgow.
Yes, get back.
Get in the
hyperbaric chamber.
The hyperbaric chamber right away.
Get healed.
By all accounts, the scrimmage between the Texans and the Lions was pretty high level football.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why coaches love these things now, and that's why for the most, you don't see a ton of starters playing in the preseason, but some coaches still choose to play some of their starters. But the Lions do not, and so they love these scrimmages because they can control the situation.
Yeah.
They get to do short yardage drills that maybe they wouldn't do in a regular preseason game. They get to do things that they really want to work on, and coaches get so much more out of it.
The Lions play the Texans in preseason, the last preseason game of the year, on Saturday. If you want to listen to that while you're playing golf or doing anything, it's
That's right.
It's a 1 o'clock kick, noon pregame coverage. You can listen to that on Q100 Michigan. That's where we play the Lions because there's so many conflicts with the Detroit Tigers.
We're pretty full on this station.
But we're so full on this station, Rich, that the first 2 Michigan games will be played on Q100 Michigan because the Tigers, for whatever reason, the Michigan's first game of the year versus New Mexico is a night game.
Yeah.
They must have got forced into that.
They must have, because that just makes zero sense.
Michigan hates playing at night.
Yeah.
One of the things they have a healthy respect for the alumni.
Yeah.
And the alumni is pretty well set on playing 1 o'clock games.
Right.
At the Big House.
Yes.
So the first 2 games of the year
especially
are night games.
A nondescript opponent in New Mexico. You know what I mean? It's not like we're playing Notre Dame or we're playing some non-conference foe that is just unbelievable matchup. New Mexico.
Well, not only that, so that's next Saturday. The following Saturday, that's a night game at Oklahoma.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, we're going to end up having 3 of the Michigan games over on Q100 Michigan because the Nebraska game looks like there's a Tigers conflict as well. And, I'm interested to see what Michigan's going to be like.
Oh, yeah, I am too. With, probably Bryce Underwood, the all-world freshman, going to be named starter, I'm sure of it. And a kid that played at Belleville and
state champion.
Excited. 2-time state.
Yeah,
champion.
he only lost like 6 games as a starting quarterback in his 4 years at Belleville.
And one of them was to Howell, who the Traverse City West Titans play in their opening game next Thursday.
That was the state finals last
year.
So
it's just wild.
Yeah. By all accounts, this kid has got it all. Yeah. It's already an adult body.
And this kid I've got from a good source, a former classmate of mine is a police officer in Belleville, and he got assigned every Friday night game at Belleville on purpose because he wanted to go. He said that Bryce Underwood is the nicest kid you'd ever want to meet.
Really?
Just outstanding person. He said this kid was just so polite and so nice. He could not say enough nice things about Bryce Underwood.
Well, hopefully he's as talented as he is nice. Yeah. Because you've got a couple of question marks. By all account, there hasn't been a crap ton of news about Michigan, since Harbaugh left. There's just not as much eyeballs or news that comes out of the University of Michigan. And by everything that I've read and heard, the defense is going to be great. Even though they lost Graham and
Grant along that D line.
3 guys drafted in the first round from the defense. But you saw how good that defense was against Alabama without those guys in it.
Yeah.
And Alabama played all their starters.
Yeah.
So the defense is going to be good. Martindale knows what he's doing. There's just so many questions on the offensive line and Underwood, and they brought in some transfers for wide receivers and everything else. So
some guys with some size because they were very undersized at receiver last year. But they got I've read some good things about the running backs this year.
Well, they got Justice Hayes, who was a transfer from Alabama, who had a pretty decent year there last year. But it's all going to revolve around the offensive line.
Yes, always.
Yeah, when Michigan lost 1 game in 2 years, they won the Joe Moore Award, which was the best offensive line in college football. They won that 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
If you have a great offensive line, you've got something going on.
Oh, for sure. And that's we had a great offensive line and we had a great running game, and and it just allowed your quarterback to whoever it was, whether it was McCarthy or whoever it was, to to do their thing, because again, when you control the line of scrimmage, you're in control.
Well, the quarterback play last year was atrocious.
It was.
They overall statistics, the Michigan passing game last year was the 3rd worst in all of Division I.
That's just brutal.
How they go 8-4 with the 3rd worst quarterbacks?
That's
no matter who they brought in was bad.
Oh yeah, there was a rotation around
how
3
they
or
beat
4
Ohio
guys.
State is just
Oh, and yeah. But it motivated Ohio State enough to go on to win the national championship is what that did. Because, you look, it was a defensive win. Defense wins, and that's what happened last year for sure for Michigan to get those wins.
And I honestly, maybe we'll get Gabe in here next week to talk about Michigan State, because I have no idea what the hell's going on there.
That is super silent.
Yeah, you talk about
Michigan State.
Right. There's one
heck,
article.
I think I've heard more about Ferris State this year than and not to to diminish the Spartans at all, but you just don't hear much of anything about them whatsoever. Yep.
So college football is here. A couple weeks to go before we see any NFL. I'm not going to bring up your buddy from the Cowboys.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah.
Trade him to Detroit. I don't know who to trade him for.
We'll take him for sure.
Who are you pulling off the Lions?
Yeah, that's because because they would want a all-pro player and draft picks, and so you take away from one area to try to bolster another.
Yeah. Normally around this time we like to talk to Lindsay Southwell from Shanty Creek. She is busy putting air in the balloons because balloons over Bel Air.
That's a full-time job.
That's a full-time job, no doubt about it. Hot air balloons to begin tonight at 6:30. The weather looks like it's going to be fantastic. I'm not sure about Saturday, but so you have to, even if the weather is kind of dicey, they will have balloon events. They just won't go up in the air. Yeah. But this is an amazing spectacle that you don't see very often. So and it's free to the public.
No, what a great event that Shanny puts on. It's a must-see event.
Yeah, it's Rich has an excuse to go out for the.
But after the community picnic, I may have to take a little side road there to head to Shanny.
Well, the balloons will be happening today and tomorrow. The prime rib buffet will still be in full force.
Very good.
So, it's a great time to go to Shanty Creek and check out the spectacle that is balloons over Bel Air. Don't forget to go to shantycreek.com in September. You can play any one of the golf courses all September long for $35. Now, I know that those weekend rounds are already filling up, so don't miss your chance to play some great golf for $35. That's cheaper than you can go play the Patriot.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I mean, world-class courses, and it's almost free.
Yeah.
I mean, as close to free as you're going to get.
No doubt about it.
At these great courses.
It leaves you plenty of money left in your pocket for the 19th hole. We got some messages. We'll talk about finding fairways when we get back here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com. This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com.
Do you know a Northern Michigan woman positively impacting our community? The Traverse City Record Eagle has opened nominations for our 5th annual Influential Women of Northern Michigan publication. We'll celebrate women making a positive impact and creating positive change in our community. Submit your nominee now for their chance to be honored as one of the 2025 Influential Women of Northern Michigan. Now through August 31st at record-eagle.com/NMI Women. Record-eagle.com/NMI Women.
If you want a Northern Michigan getaway, your first stop needs to be QDealsMI.com. Right now at QDealsMI, you can get an overnight stay at Shanty Creek for just $100. If you're heading to Bel Air for a round of golf at one of Shanty Creek's 5 courses or planning a ski getaway later this year, you can't do better than an overnight stay certificate from QDealsMI.com. There's no limit to purchase, but when they're gone, they're gone. So get to QDealsMI.com and save on your Shanty Creek overnight stay.
Hey, it's Anthony Bellino from Spin on Sports, Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Whether it's Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Michigan State, the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, all the headlines, all the stories, and always Michigan teams first. It's all right here on Spin on Sports, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard locally on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins, live from our studios, and you just heard Anthony Bellino. I make an appearance on his show every Friday to talk a little bit about Finding Fairways, the golf show that we produce here that is on the radio on Saturday and Sunday at 9 o'clock. This week's show I have golf author Tom Coyne. Some relation. We have figured out that somehow, we're related.
Down the line there?
Down the line a little bit. He's got a new book coming out. He's a fantastic writer. It's called A Course Called Home. A couple years ago, he bought a golf course in upstate New York.
Okay. Called
Sullivan County Golf Course, and he and his wife have been running it. It's a pretty interesting story. He's got a lot of things going on in the golf world, and so we have a couple segments with him. We talk about the Tour Championship. I don't know if you were paying attention. Scotty Scheffler is just ridiculous.
He's on such a streak that it's hard to fathom. Yeah. I mean, it truly is. We've said it but it's Tiger-esque. It really is.
It's different than Tiger. Tiger, was this figure. Oh, he bludgeoned the golf course, and the consistency that he plays the game with is shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't do it with the flair of Tiger, and like you said, some of the dominating wins on how Tiger would win, but he just wins.
Yeah, he just, he is ridiculously consistent. He shot 63. There was a lot of low scores yesterday at the East Lake. It's ridiculous. I've played that golf course. Now, they've redone it since I played it, but how these guys shoot 61s and 63s on these golf courses, it was a little soft. When golf courses are soft from rain, these guys are so good that they just throw it right at the flag.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what happens. But so this guy shot a 61, which is the course record, and Scheffler's 2 behind him.
Unbelievable. No, it's just, he is on such a roll. Won again last week.
Yep.
I don't know how many that is for the year.
Yeah, I think he's won over $25 million this year playing golf.
God.
Hone your game, folks.
Yeah.
Get your kids out on the golf course.
No question.
There's so we invite you to listen on Saturday or Sunday at 9 o'clock, or you can always see any of our episodes. Go to our Finding Fairways page on YouTube. There's some really cool videos there, and if you like your golf, especially local content, we invite you to stop by there.
Right, and Live Golf is at the Cardinal this weekend.
Yeah, not only so the Live Tour has their team championship happening at St. John's golf course. It's called the Cardinal.
Yeah.
Pardon me, the Cardinal at St. John's in Plymouth.
Yeah,
which is a very nice facility.
Oh,
there's a lot going on there. I would be there definitely on Saturday if we weren't going to Denver.
Right.
But also a little closer, if you like the older golfers, the Champions Tour is in Flint at Warwick Hills.
That used to be a regular stop for their PGA Tour.
The seniors have been playing there for a while now.
Yeah.
The really interesting thing about Live, Rich, I know you probably don't know the band Imagine Dragons.
I do not.
They're huge.
Okay.
They are playing a concert like a half an hour after the Live Tour, which is free to the ticket holders.
Wow.
And if you wanted to see the Imagine Dragons like at Little Caesars, cost you $250-300.
No kidding.
Yeah. So you get the full entertainment experience.
You do, yeah. Liv is
with Liv.
doing that kind of stuff. A lot of entertainment around the
I watched a little bit of it.
team
They were
golf
on. They played in Indianapolis last
Yes.
week. John Rahm won the individual championship.
I saw that.
There was huge crowds in Indianapolis. I've heard that the ticket sales have not been as good for this event down in Plymouth. So if you want to see, the Brooks Koepkas, the John Rahms of the world, they are playing golf today, tomorrow, and Sunday in Plymouth. And if you want to see the Ernie Els and the older guys, they're playing at Warwick Hills. So that's our golf update there.
Right.
We mentioned very briefly that Urban Meyer has been in the news the last couple of days. He is one of the panelists on the Fox Big Noon show.
Right.
He is the seasoned veteran of the group.
Right.
He's been railing at the NFL to suspend Jim Harbaugh for his role in the sign stealing.
Yes, he has.
I don't think Roger Goodell is going to do that.
I don't think so either. That's because, again, he keeps referencing Jim Tressel, former Ohio State Buckeye coach, of course, and how he, even though he had a low-profile coaching position with the Indianapolis Colts as like a video guy, really, or more of a consultant type role. The Indianapolis Colts decided they would suspend Jim Tressel for like 4 or 6 games, something like that, prior to him joining their staff. And so that's why he wants the similar thing to happen to. So again, obviously, him and Jim Harbaugh are not the best.
They're not having Thanksgiving dinner
No,
together.
they are not. They do not exchange Christmas cards. They do not do any of that.
I don't know why Tressel would be so upset. He beat him 7 times in a row.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know it was that many games.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. So maybe he's off his meds.
Could be. Could be. I don't know.
Still grabbing waitresses by their behinds.
Oh.
What a guy, what a guy, what a guy.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Yeah, they don't want to get involved with that. I mean, I was listening to the Zach Gelb show right here on 101 in the afternoon, and he was saying that, how Urban Meyer, for him to say the things that he said. And Zach Gelb said that, for a penalty or for what Michigan did really was not, he said, because most all teams do what Michigan has done. Michigan got caught, and maybe Michigan went to another level to do it. But anyway, so it's a whole lot to do about.
I don't see any quotes from Harbaugh.
Oh yeah, I don't think you're going to see him engaging in anything at all.
Yeah.
Right now. The Pistons did get potential good news here.
Talk about that for a second.
Malik Beasley, the excellent shooting guard for the Pistons that came off the bench and really played a vital role in getting the Pistons into the playoffs last year. Well, he was a free agent, did not get signed in the offseason because just before he signed a 3-year deal with the Pistons, the NBA announced they were investigating him for some gambling improprieties. Well, he has been cleared of those improprieties now, so if I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Well, he's a free agent. It says the Knicks are trying to sign him.
Sure. They want to keep him away from the Pistons because the Pistons went and got some shooters themselves and some scorers to come off the bench. But if you can add Malik Beasley to that crew as well, that's
the way the Pistons run things, I don't know if they're going to offer him a contract.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see.
Beasley is quoted as saying, we got to be prepared to come back to the Pistons or like I said, there's some other teams interested as well. The Pistons initially offered Beasley a 3-year, $42 million deal in August, and then this came up. Beasley's being sued. That's where this all came from. The sports management group that loaned him money.
Oh, okay.
That he didn't pay back. That's why all these people were looking at the fact that maybe he was involved on betting on himself or whatever.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if this means that Beasley will be a Piston or not.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
The NBA, we haven't talked about this at all, Rich, but the NBA obviously likes the Pistons' profile going forward because they've got a number of standalone games on all these new platforms that the NBA has moved.
You really need to pay attention to where you can.
They're on Apple TV and
all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, because they're trying to fill every one of those streaming services and do everything they can. That's the future of sports, I guess. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah, some odd things like TBS has had the NBA for a long time, and that pregame, postgame show, many people think is the best sports panel show in the business, with Charles Barkley and Shaq and Kenny the Jet Smith and what's his name?
Yeah. Oh, gal. Oh, yeah. Dang. Yeah, but that's
Ernie
all.
Johnson.
Ernie, yeah.
So and it looked like that show was going to go away, and then ESPN bought it.
Yes.
But right now, people are like flipping out because, number one, ESPN is not even putting that show on until Christmas.
Really?
Yes.
So they're not going to start it at the beginning of the season.
And because of their the high profile of Scott Van Pelt, who is the post game shows for NBA.
Sure.
They're not going to right now. It's not scheduled to run post game, and it's only going to be supposed to be like a 20-minute pregame show.
Wow.
So people are thinking like, well, did they buy that, to keep it from NBC or whatever?
Right.
Because right now it doesn't look like they're going to take very much advantage of the premier talk show about the NBA.
Yeah, well, one thing, Charles Barkley will have a lot to say about it. Because
we'll see what happens. I mean, there was a reason ESPN's panel shows stunk. They kept trying to change them up. Stephen A. Smith, who makes a ton of money and has a very high profile, obviously could not pull the ratings for the
NBA stuff. Yes.
And I don't know who's going to get fired. Perkins and all these guys. Just they had what's her name, Malika Andrews.
Yes.
None of it ever worked for ratings, and so the ESPN scrapped that, but they went ahead and paid a ton of money to get more NBA games.
Yeah.
And paid a ton of money to get this show on, and then they're not going to use it. I don't know.
Oh, that seems like under usage. If you're paying those guys like what they're paying them, and to only have a short show like that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. You know what's unbelievable, Rich, is we have high school football coming up.
Yes,
that means the start of the Sarah Ford High School Sportscape show.
Yeah.
Are you prepared?
I am prepared. Yeah, exactly.
You got a big picnic today.
I do. Big community picnic over at Thurlby Field in Traverse City. For sure. Looking forward to that tonight, starting at 5 o'clock, 5 until 7.
Yeah.
And it's all of the fall sports from Traverse City.
Football.
Yeah, exactly. You got your soccer team, you got your volleyball teams, you got your cross country, you got every one of those fall cross country. That's people out there running for fun. That usually doesn't go hand in hand, but
I don't imagine that you were a cross country.
I was not. Nope. No.
Unless the finish line was a prime buffet.
That's right. The dangled carrot, you've heard of that? I have dangled prime rib in front of me to get me running. But no, so that's kicking off the preseason. Teams have done scrimmages. things like that. So again, next Thursday, a week from yesterday, is when all of high school's football gets started. I mean,
other than just like St. Francis.
St. Francis is playing on Friday, but most teams are playing because it is going to be Labor Day weekend. So most teams are playing on that Thursday night.
Good. Hold on a second. So, per usual, we will have James Cook on from the Traverse City Record Eagle, our resident high school sport. Is he a guru or are you the guru?
Oh, yeah. No, James certainly is the guru for sure.
Well, welcome, James Cook, sports guru. Thank you for joining us on the Sarah Ford high school sportscape show. Sarah Ford has locations in Kalkaska and Gaylord, and they support high school athletics like nobody's business. So thank you for them for providing this platform for James to pontificate now for the next 15 minutes.
I don't know about being a guru or pontificating.
Well, we have an American Pope, so maybe you can learn how to I think that's where pontification comes from.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess it would from the pontiff, yeah.
Yeah. So, James, good summer, buddy. Ready to get into this football action?
Yeah. Good summer. Did the normal vacation, with family and stuff. And
you have a family?
Well, I have a wife, and I have, mom is still around. I have siblings, lots of nieces and nephews, and
okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
We never ask you about your family. So, how is your wife? What's her name?
Very good. Her name is Sina.
Sina. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, all right, James. On to football. Thanks for that. How much time have you spent? Do you go to some of these like 7-on-7s and watch some of these teams get ready for the season, or are you just really like talking to coaches and trying to get a feel for what their teams are going to be like?
A lot of it's talking to the coaches. I went to a scrimmage yesterday in Kingsley, saw a couple teams from the area there. I go to practices to do the interviews with coaches and players, so that I get to see a little bit of what they're doing and kind of who stands out a little bit, that kind of stuff. And then a lot of it's just kind of word of mouth too, from coaches talking about other teams because they do a lot of research as well on other teams. So it comes from a variety of sources, I guess.
Yeah. Well, James, speaking of Kingsley, they open up next. Again, we're talking about games that are starting next Thursday night because, again, so we won't be back on the air until after those games are played. Kingsley opens their season down with Reed City, at Reed City, and Reed City and them have had some great matchups in past years. How did Kingsley look on the scrimmage field yesterday?
They did look pretty good. I thought that they looked pretty much like a regular Kingsley team.
Right.
They've got some decent size on the line. They did lose Selkirk, one of their starting guards. He transferred to Traverse City Central and is going to be starting there on the line. But it looked like they look like a pretty much like a Kingsley team, exactly what you'd expect out of Kingsley. Same offense, and same kind of coaching style,
right,
and everything. So I think that Kingsley's going to be one of the good teams in the area for sure.
They retained their head coach. I know there was some
Tim Wooler. Yeah,
Tim Wooler is back.
Yes.
When we talked to him at the end of the year, he kind of left the door open a little bit about whether he was going to return, and I hadn't heard that he had left, but so he is back on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's there. He's still co-head coach with Jason Morrow.
Yeah, he's the former assistant at West. Yep.
So but Tim was still there. He was there at the
looks
at
like
the scrimmage. Getting as riled up as he always does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were some of the other teams that were there at that scrimmage, James?
Manton, Manistee, and Harrison.
Okay.
Okay.
4 teams at that scrimmage.
Right.
So,
Okay. One of the games that I thought was very interesting is Clare next Thursday night travels to Grayling to take on the Vikings. It's the head coaching debut of Mike Kososki for Grayling. Clare, of course, always a tough opponent.
Yeah, Clare's usually a pretty good team. Grayling's got a huge change in their program, with their defensive coordinator Kososki taking over for Eric Tunney. So it'll be interesting to see how different this team is, if it's more of a defensive-minded team or if it's still going to be kind of the open spread offense that we saw under Tunney and Tim Sanchez before him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Traverse City West.
I guess.
Go ahead.
Looks like Grayling has some size.
Okay.
On the O&D lines, so
excellent.
Hopefully that translates. It's a big ask for them to play Clare coming out of the chutes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Miles Mead, I believe, is their quarterback, a basketball player as well. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting starting point for Grayling for sure. Again, the Pioneers from Clare, always a tall task.
Yeah. And that's here at Ferguson
in
Field.
Grayling. Yep, at Ferguson Field. Yes, opening up there.
Yep.
And then there will be a game in Clare that night, and that's the Charlevoix against Unionville-Sebewing game. They're playing that at a neutral site.
Oh, wow.
At Clare Stadium that night.
Okay.
So
that's good. At least
that's the way that Charlevoix starts off.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Starting off with a neutral site there for sure. Always interesting there.
But the highlight game is the game that you guys are doing.
Yeah, the Howell coming north, taking on Traverse City West is a big ball game. Howell had 11-1 record last year. Phenomenal during the regular. They beat Belleville and Bryce Underwood during the early playoffs there. Or their last conference game of the year because of crossover there. But a team that has really got some huge momentum on their side.
Yeah. I mean, they were 11-0, I think, going into regionals before they lost to Hudsonville.
Yes.
So they're a pretty darn good team. I mean, Hudsonville ended up losing in the state final to Cass Tech, but Howell, they steamrolled a lot of people, and that's a pretty decent conference, the KLAA. So that's going to be a pretty tough game for TC West to start off with. They're gonna find out what they are right away. But when I was at West practice, they looked pretty solid. They were actually throwing the ball more than they have. Maybe it was just a passing day, because sometimes you do that in practice where you just have.
Well, they got to do everything.
A running day and a passing day, but
they got to do everything they can to get the football to Esper. I mean, it's
different. Yeah, that's we talked to Coach Wagner last week, James, and he said he had not made a decision at starting quarterback yet because there's like 4 kids that were battling it out for that starting position, and he said all 4 of them bring little different elements to the game.
Yeah, they do, and I noticed that too when I was at practice. So they've got some quarterbacks with some pretty good arms, though. So it'll be interesting to see how they can incorporate that into the offense. And like you said, you need to get the ball to Drew Esper, and he's playing wide receiver, so you got to have a quarterback to get him the ball, unless they're going to do a lot of gadget plays with him, which I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yes.
They were using a good number of guys at running back in practice too, including Isaiah Fox.
Oh yeah.
And he's got some wheels. If he gets some daylight, he could be gone.
That kid, I love Isaiah Fox. He's undersized. He played along the defensive front last year as a defensive lineman, weighing all of about 160 pounds, against, Division I and Division II schools, because the kid was so quick off the line, people couldn't block him. They couldn't get their hands on him. And he had numerous sacks throughout the year. So Isaiah Fox is one of those kids I absolutely love because he plays with a big heart.
Yeah, I think they still got him. They're planning on using him in that same role on defense this year. Put a smaller, faster guy over the top of the center and let him just blow by the guy after he snaps the ball and disrupt the play.
Max Preps does not have a Howell in their top 25.
Yeah.
They've got Belleville is ranked 24th, and Hudsonville is ranked 15th. Cass Tech is preseason ranked number 1.
Sure.
De La Salle 2, Catholic Central 3, Rockford 4. Martin Luther King, Unity Christian, Dakota, Forest Hill Central, Clarkston, St. Mary's, West Bloomfield, Zeeland West, Davidson. So I had heard that Howell might be ranked preseason number 1. Obviously, they probably lost a ton of kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be one of those cases where they graduated close to that team. I mean, when you have a team that starts the year with 11 straight wins, it's kind of like Petoskey last year.
Mm-hmm.
Petoskey literally has 0 starters returning this year.
Yeah.
On either side of the ball. Nobody started.
That's talk about unusual, for that to happen, James. That's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Traverse City Central, they travel downstate to take on Novi. What do you know about Central this year?
Central is looking, they have a pretty decent numbers this year. Novi was a game that they picked up late. They had a bye week just as of a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
They had an opening for week 1, and Novi did too. They talked to each other. They signed a 2-year home-and-home deal, so they'll play them next year too to start the season, but it'll be here. So Novi is usually a pretty quality team. Big school, obviously.
Yeah.
And they were kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team last year. They started off with a loss to Sterling Heights Stevenson, then they won 5 in a row, and then they ended the season with 4 straight losses, including a loss in districts to West Bloomfield. So
West Bloomfield's always great.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated does have Howell ranked 19th.
Okay.
So
one of the rankings I saw too, and I can't remember which one it was because now there's so many different rankings out there.
Yeah, that's good.
It is good. Yeah. Oh, because more eyeballs, more. They had Howell as the 14th ranked team.
Yeah, they have this. It says Howell loses a talented senior class, but the Highlanders have enough to be in the upper tier again this year. So that's all it says.
Yeah.
And Novi lost to Howell last year by 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Just to get you. Yeah.
Because they're in the same conference.
Yeah.
What about St. Francis? Have you checked them out at all, James?
Yeah, I saw them later on in the first week of practice. I went to Central and West the first day, and then St. Francis the second day. So yeah, they look good. I think that they're going to be better than they were last year. They'll be a little bit more of what people expect from St. Francis. So I think they had Tyler Endress back at quarterback. He led them to he pitched the state championship game. Then they won the Division III state title in baseball. So they've obviously got somebody with an arm back there at quarterback too. And they've got a decent amount of guys back. They lost a decent number of guys. Like Cam Sellers was their huge big play guy last year, and he graduated. Charlie Olivier at linebackers, and quite a few players, Warren Asher and stuff. But they have some pretty good guys coming back. They've got the quarterback, and kind of like Kingsley, they're running the same thing, the same thing that they always do. So the kids know exactly what it is. They've played in that system for years and stuff. So I think that this is kind of a year when they reload and are a little bit back to what the St. Francis of old.
Yeah. They just it's all about execution on that offensive side. They got hold your blocks, do some things like that. It's nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. You know exactly what they're going to run, but they just try to out execute you, and that's how they win so many games.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and this is the 75th year of the St. Francis has had football.
Okay.
So they're celebrating that diamond anniversary, and then they're also kind of playing, for Larry Sellers, the coach.
Yes,
who
Josh's
passed away,
dad passed away. Yes,
not very long ago, and the coach.
That's too bad.
Sellers,
3-time state champion.
I just want to give a quick shout out to our good friends at Sarah Ford in Kalkaska and Gaylord. So they ask you, are you curious about electric vehicles? Visit Sarah Ford in Gaylord and Kalkaska and drive a brand new Mustang Mach-E or F-150 Lightning and discover what the hype is all about. Right now there are amazing lease deals on Ford EVs. Take home a 2025 all-wheel drive Mustang Mach-E for only $376 per month with AZ plan, or the electrifying F-150 Lightning, just $315 a month. Both need $2,000 down. Rates a bit higher for non-A or Z plan. Learn to love EVs at Sarah Ford in Gaylord or Kalkaska. They guarantee it. So,
yeah, that's
they guarantee it.
They guarantee. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Speaking of Gaylord, should be an interesting new era in football there, James. Any news about the football program for the Blue Devils?
Yeah, we have Matt Salisbury over at Gaylord there, he's been an assistant there for a few years now, taking over for DJ Simoniak, who they just I don't know exactly the details why, but they didn't renew his contract. And
I don't know if I can tell the details.
Okay,
but it's was completely political in nature.
Okay,
politics. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah. And then it didn't take Alpena very long to snap him up and hire him.
Yeah, that should be an interesting. The Alpena Gaylord game is going to be one to circle this coming season for sure.
Yeah, that'll definitely make the Big North Conference a little different this year. Last year they added the UP teams. This year they've got that nice Gaylord and Alpena rivalry that I'm pretty sure is gonna be a rivalry now.
You can count out.
Guaranteed. Yep. So DJ just cruising over on
didn't
M32.
take him long. It didn't take him long to build up that Gaylord program.
No, not at all.
So it'll be massively interesting to see if he can turn around Alpena, which has been, a football doormat for quite some time now.
Right.
Yeah, they have. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a lot more competitive this year. I don't know how many more wins it'll translate to, but they were one of those teams that just weren't even very competitive a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So, if he can get that, he put a big emphasis on training, the weight room, the stuff like that. And he gets those Alpena kids to buy in. It could be really interesting to see good football on that side of the state.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Also, staying in Gaylord, James, a little 8-man action. Rudyard comes to town to take on the Snowbirds from St. Mary's.
It's a tough game to start.
Oh, it is, exactly. They're usually very good, Rudyard.
Yeah, Rudyard is usually one of those teams that's very good from year to year, kind of like Gaylord St. Mary. St. Mary's going to have to replace a decent amount of players. Daniel Jacobson, I don't think, is back. The guy that's been the quarterback for the past few years and kind of made that team go, so they're going to have some new faces there too, and get one of those big games right off the bat, just like TC West.
Yeah.
So they'll right away kind of know who they are a little bit. You've got a few of the 8-player teams are playing on Thursday nights. You got the Central Lakes playing Marion, Onekama is playing at Cedarville, Mendon is playing at Sutton's Bay, and Mendon used to be an 11-player powerhouse back in the day, but now they're playing an 8-player. Sutton's Bay is also another team that's got a new coach. With Anthony West, so he was been their JV coach the last few years.
Okay. All right. Anything else, James, that comes to mind?
Division 6 is going to be loaded in the playoffs this year in this area. You've got Reed City, you've got Kingsley, you've got Boyne City, Manistee, who should be pretty good. And then Traverse City St. Francis is moving up from Division 7 to Division 6 this year. So that district is going to be a pretty crowded one.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, going into the season there, absolutely. All of those teams you mentioned, battling it out. That will be certainly something we'll keep our eyes on this year.
Well, the other thing you want to keep your eyes on is the Jack Pine Conference.
Oh, man. Ogemaw Heights and Gladwin and guys like that. Yeah, Ogemaw. Claire, yeah. Flint and Hamady, and then Gladwin's hosting Flat Rock to open up on Thursday night.
According to this, it says Flat Rock's already played a football game. I don't believe that.
They started in April.
All right, James, you going to be at the big picnic over at TC West today?
I'm not even sure. Today, you're talking, or what?
Yeah,
today. Yeah.
Today at Thurlby. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I've got a whole bunch of stories I got to write. I got to do previews on a bunch of teams that I've been to camps for that I haven't been able to get to yet. Charlevoix, Boyne City, Manistee, Manton. Manton is another team that I think is going to be quite a bit improved this year.
Okay.
So there'll be a team to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, James Cook from the Traverse City Record Eagle. Have you started your podcast yet?
No, the get around kind of is no more, being that I'm the only person in the sports staff anymore.
Oh, okay.
And doing the editing and all that stuff by myself would be
a
little too much with all the other things. And but we do still have this, but not the same old Lions podcast with Matt and Jerry that we do twice a week during the season and periodically during the off season. So we've been keeping up with that quite a bit.
Bumpy news yesterday with Graham Glasgow. So,
yeah, I haven't heard the determination on the severity of that injury, but
that information is not out yet. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
So,
all right, James, where do you get that podcast? Where can you see Not the Same Old Lions or hear Not the Same Old?
That one's all over the place. We post it on our social medias. It's on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube if you want to see video of our ugly faces.
Trust me, I have to live it in the golf world. It's no fun.
And so it's pretty much all over. Just search Not the Same Old Lions.
Yeah.
All right. James Cook from Traverse City Record Eagle, the only man in the sports department now. Okay. I'm sure that means a big raise coming.
You would think.
All right. Thanks, James.
Thanks, James.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be in touch with James throughout the sports season now as here we are.
That small numbers over at the Record Eagle for one man to cover all of northern Michigan.
Let's not discuss that.
Yeah, okay.
We do want to give a shout out again to our good friends at Sarah Ford in Kalkaska and Gaylord for allowing us to bring you this the weekly Sportscape show, give you the up-and-coming latest and greatest. It'll be a lot more cohesive once the teams start playing on Friday, but with Labor Day weekend and everything else, the first two games...
It is. It's always tough to, Thursday games, Friday games, and like you said, we'll get our groove on back after it gets rolling.
And then not this Saturday, but following Saturday, we will start the high school scoreboard show. I know a lot of people look forward to that. We get a lot of great interviews with coaches and bring everybody up to date on what's happening. That's brought to us by Saab.
That's right.
Yeah.
We appreciate their participation.
That'll do it for us here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Don't forget your Tiger baseball game tonight at 6:40, starting a 3-game series with the Kansas City Royals. And Detroit Lion football at noon tomorrow on 100.3 WQON.
Good luck. It's tough. But you are right. I mean, they were a mainstay 10-win team for a decade, really? Like once of at USC and Pete Carroll went down, they rose up.
If there had been a college football playoff, then they would have been in the college football playoff basically all the time, or at least in competition for it every single season. Buy or sell, it's okay to start making when will Andrew Luck randomly quit his athletic director job. Jokes.
Buy.
Yeah. I like Andrew Luck too, but
sure. You're a creative guy.
That was a crazy day. That was a crazy
That was
day.
wild. Only time the earth ever felt like it stopped moving for a second.
I was doing the Jim Rome show that day.
Nuts.
Yeah.
You could imagine the amount of texts I got, by the way.
I think I sent you one.
A lot of people came out of the woodwork. I haven't talked to in years. Former high school
I think
friends.
I sent you a nice one.
If you did, you were one of the few. I'll say that.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to give a joke. The joke is your life in that moment. So your football fandom is the joke. So sorry, man. Thinking of you. People were obnoxious, huh?
Oh, so many people. So many. I mean, to be fair, I would probably do the same thing if roles were reversed. And I knew a Patriots fan, and all of a sudden one day Tom Brady in 2012 woke up and said, "I'm out of here." I would be nice. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ah, shoot. The best quarterback of all time is now no longer.
Other than Barry Sanders, I cannot think of in the history of football, a comparable situation.
I mean, if anything, right, we talked about it the other way, where players hang on too long.
100%. See Aaron Rodgers this year.
Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. I mean, yeah, Brett Favre, you could argue. Aaron, a lot of guys playing too long. Not many hanging up too short, unfortunately. Well, I guess fortunately, that's good for us, right? This is maybe good for Matt Rule. I don't know. We'll see. The Nebraska head coach, Bill, yesterday announced he is starting his own podcast. Nice name, House Rules. Quick buy or sell, House Rules?
Buy the name. It's a good name.
He plans on this.
Why not just go with Matt Rules?
Ooh. Okay.
Buy.
I like that. That could work as well. For the podcast, he plans on speaking the truth about everything. The program, mental health, faith, life, etc. Buy or sell. This podcast will do more harm than good.
Well, let me just sell that I think he's going to tell the truth.
Sell.
That's Matt's rule number one. You don't do that.
Can you release a podcast where you don't say you're going to tell the truth? I'm unfiltered now, baby. Like, I finally know what
Here we go.
held back.
Filtered podcast. Totally going to lie to you. This will be drivel. More harm than good. Sell, because I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a great big nothing burger.
Let me phrase it this way. I'm not even talking about maybe a little bit what he says can get himself in trouble, but also, like, if you are 4-4, if you're losing some big games, it's almost like it's not even what you're saying, but it's, here's another podcast. As the team is struggling, people get upset even if it's a good conversation.
Yeah, you lose to, Iowa to go 3-4. I don't need to be hear you talking on Monday about how you like lemon pasta. And
Exactly
the wife
right.
had we had a nice little wine. It was great. We just bought a boat. Can't wait to take it out. No, man, don't want to hear about it.
Hey, Coach, I just spent the bye week. We're on the boat, got away with the family. People are going to love that. Coach, you're 2-5. Yeah, we have to get away.
Yeah. Anyway, get back to the boat.
Enough football schematics. Anyway, I got this new pontoon. College football, Bill, officially kicks off tomorrow in Ireland. We get a top 25 matchup out of the Big 12. Number 22, Iowa State, takes on number 17, Kansas State, out there in Dublin. For the record, Wildcats are 3-point favorites in this one. Buy or sell? You are fine with a conference game happening overseas.
I mean, sell. I'm not fine with it. I think it's silly. I am a proponent. I'm into some of these leagues that want to expand abroad. I understand why the NFL or the NBA or baseball want to break into other markets. But the NFL is not a guarantee to be successful in Europe. What are we doing sending, no offense, to these programs? You know what? Take offense. It's fine. Random programs over there. I know they're top 25 programs, but are the people of County Cork, where my mother's people came from, chomping at the bit to watch the Iowa State Cyclones do their thing? No. They're going to be more inclined to say, wait, are there Cyclones in Iowa? That's what conversation is going to be about. I don't get it.
Something funny on that, I saw a picture of a bar going viral yesterday. So they had like flags out because I'm assuming they're trying to attract all the fans that are going to the game into their bar. So outside the bar, they had flags for Iowa State. And they also had the Kansas, like the actual state flag of Kansas. They must have typed in Kansas state flag, not knowing
what's happening.
And it's the actual Kansas state flag instead of the university flag, which highlights, to your point, who knows about these programs over in Ireland and who cares.
They don't know.
Imagine a bar like in LA was like trying to attract Barcelona fans and somehow like they have just a Spanish flag out instead of like the Barcelona flag.
In fairness, it would be the Catalan flag, but I take your drift.
My apologies for my ignorance, but thank you for leading me in the right direction.
People get real mad about people of Barcelona don't consider themselves to be in Spain. It's a whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a whole.
Did not know that. How about this, Bill? So we talked a little bit about Bill Belichick and his expectations to start the show. Well, it seems like he took another shot at his owner, Robert Kraft. So he was speaking at the Boston Globe this week, and I want to read you this quote that he said about the difference between college football and the NFL when it comes to the power structure. Bill Belichick says, quote, "There's no owner. There's no owner's son. There's no cap. Everything that goes with the marketing and everything else, which I'm all for that. I'd say when we had our best years in New England, we had fewer people and more of a direct vision. And as that expanded, it became harder to be successful. Buy or sell. Now that there's no owner and Kraft family and owner's son in his ear, Bill Belichick and UNC this year will go over their 7.5 projected win total.
I don't know, and as I said at the start of the show, I think assessing success there is going to be more complicated. But I'll sell. I think maybe not. I think it's going to be a little bit rougher landing, as it has been with some of the other coaches we mentioned. I will buy, though, that Bobby Cakes might have been the actual problem. Bobby Cakes being our very loving moniker for Robert Kraft. Man, he's just zero bleeps given by Bill Belichick.
That's unfiltered right there.
It is unfiltered. I like it, too.
This could be unfiltered, too, Bill. So last week we talked about, or I guess really early this week. Yeah, early this week. Time blends together. Dillon Gabriel went viral for an out-of-context quote in which he talked about entertainers versus competitors. A lot of people thought it was about Shedeur Sanders until listening to the question. It's kind of more talking about the media and the athletes. Well, yesterday, Shedeur Sanders met with the media, and someone asked him, did you believe Dillon Gabriel when he said his comment was not about him? Here's Shedeur's answer.
Did I believe him? Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're trying to start stuff now. I feel like you're trying to start stuff. I mean, he's doing his job. He's supposed to. Do I feel like he did? I don't know. And that's not on me to sit here and be like, oh, he did, he didn't. That's not going to change my life in any way.
So buy or sell, Bill? You believe that Shedeur Sanders believes that Dillon Gabriel took a shot at him.
Buy. I do.
Buy.
But I also think it's very well addressed. He doesn't excuse him, and he also makes it sound like he doesn't care. Beat him on the football field.
Do you believe that he doesn't care? I feel like a lot of people say, I don't care what they say. Do you actually believe that he doesn't care what they say?
Yeah. I think that he cares, but I think it's not in an unhealthy way. And we've seen him take shots at people, and it was obnoxious, but it didn't impact him. Shedeur, I'm talking about. So he's accustomed to kind of being in a little bit of a fracas with other players, with other quarterbacks. Also, whatever. I mean, why are we so thin-skinned? Like, it's okay for a little competitiveness to take shots. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, I like it, but it's not the end of the world if Dillon Gabriel took a shot, and it's not the end of the world if Shedeur Sanders goes, okay, bro, cool, we'll see.
Speaking of shots.
Okay.
Just like a